What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just watched the first Purge. Got to see how it all started, how it all began. So the first Purge is directed by Gerard McMurray and stars a bunch of random people. Some of them which are good, some of them which are not. We will talk about that here in just a sec. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. This week, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'm doing another Marvel Cinematic Universe countdown. And earlier today, I reviewed Won't You Be My Neighbor. If you want to see me talk about one of the best movies of the year, be sure to check that out. But right now, we're talking the Purge, the one that started it all, the very first one. Let's get into it. So since we're talking good, let's get into the things that I liked, and that is the characters. Not all the characters, just kind of the ones that we're focusing on. Some issues I had with some of the other Purge movies. If you guys don't know, the Purge Anarchy is my favorite one. The other two, I don't really care about that much. This one kind of falls right in the middle. I have some really good things, some really bad things, but it is my second favorite Purge film, even though that's not saying very much. The character of Dimitri, I definitely have some issues with, but I will say he provided some of the coolest action scenes in the entire movie. He really is a BA character. I liked when he was on screen. He has a presence that I don't think I thought that I would see from an actor from the first Purge, and I really enjoyed that. He kind of played the Frank Grillo role from the Purge Anarchy, except I did like what he did. I just didn't expect to. All right, so the movie's going, we're dragging along, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really on board with what's happening, and this is kind of losing me. And I was honestly, in the first 20-25 minutes, I'm thinking this movie is going to be absolutely horrible, especially after the travesty with the green screen in the first 20 minutes. But then we get to the point to where it starts to all become like, okay, I see what they're going for. Now, I'm not going to give this a positive review. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. But I'm also not going to give it a super negative review because the way that this movie ended and the entertainment factor from that last 30-45 minutes was just enough to get me to where I can say, you know what? This is not a bad movie. It's just not necessarily for me. And I'll get to that here in just a second. But since we're focusing on the good, there is a lot of entertainment to be had from this movie. A lot of fun. Even the stuff that was stupid and doesn't make sense. A lot of people are going to consider that a fun time at the movie theater. I can't blame them because I was laughing at some of the jokes by some of the side characters. This one side character, she is so funny. When she first started out, I'm like, okay, she's going to get annoying. By the end of the movie, I was laughing at all of her jokes. I was starting to enjoy some of the dynamics between the characters, even though it really wasn't developed that well. It was just fun. And that last 20 minutes, especially that awesome action scene in the hallway of the hotel, I loved when they were in a small space. Now, I know we had that in the first Purge movie. I just don't think they executed it right. What they do in the last 30 minutes of this movie is seriously some of the most fun I have ever had watching a movie with Purge in the title. Sure, some of it's stupid and a lot of characters should have died earlier and it doesn't make sense, but you know what? That's what they were going for and they really properly executed that. I have to give the movie kudos because a lot of times movies, they go for it and when they achieve their mission, when they achieve their goal, you have to give them kudos, and I do for that last 30 minutes because it really was entertaining and it saved this movie from just being another Purge election year, you know. And now I'm going to talk about the reasons why I can't give this movie a positive review. I have to round it down to the 5-star rating because it's just there are so many over-the-top characters that are making one, dumb decisions, or two, just completely stupid decisions when they're by themselves and they're dragging a knife across the concrete, or they're talking to themselves, or they're trying to look cool for the camera that doesn't really exist. It's like, I get it, you want to be over the top, but don't make it stupid. And that's what these Purge movies are all about, I understand. They also love to use slow-mo, but the slow-mo used in this movie, it feels so out of place, and it's mostly with these two old lady characters. I found it funny that they decided to use the slow motion on those two characters. Didn't work, looked bad, don't know what cameras they were using, but yeah, just no. There's a character by the name of Skeletor in this film, and he's he's crazy, and every time he's on screen, there's a character that has an opportunity to kill him, take him out, end him, and yes, that's the horror movie cliche, but this is the Purge, man. You stab that man, and you shoot that guy, and it never happened. Why can't you just take him out? And I said this, I like the character of Dimitri, but how in the world did he learn to fight like Bruce Wayne? Why is he Batman? Why is he snapping people's necks and jumping over stairs? Give me a little bit of context on how. Yes, he's running on a treadmill at the beginning of the movie. that doesn't tell me that he can do what I just saw on screen. I need more. I'm not saying I need a giant backstory for Dimitri, the character from the first Purge, but for me, I'm just like, how in the world is this man doing what he's doing? Does it sound like I'm asking too much from a Purge movie? I'm just, these things bother me, and it really bothered me in this movie because I was having so much fun towards the end, but the beginning, it was just kind of dull. It was focusing on characters I didn't care about. The bad guys were really just kind of over the top, and I'm like, I don't believe that guy is in charge of all this, because that guy, he looks like a little poo-nanner. And then one of the characters gets killed, not even like in person, on a screen, off screen, and I get what they were going for, but I wanted that to be a little bit more dramatic, have more of an impact, because she was a very important character. Oh, and did I mention bad green screen? Yeah, listen, I have bad green screen. This is a YouTube video, but this one scene at the beginning of the movie, it's an interview between our two villains and the guy interviewing them. First of all, he's not a very good actor, and second of all, this is some of the worst use of green screen I have ever seen in my godforsaken life. Once again, I'm being too harsh on the Purge movie. There are good times to be had with this film. If you go in not expecting much, I feel like you're going to enjoy it. But for me, there were too many problems dragging it down, and it turned into another cliched Purge movie. Just not as bad as the two that I don't like very much. It was closer to Anarchy than I thought it would be, and that, I guess, is a pretty good thing. I'm going to give the first Purge a 54%. I wanted to get at that fresh mark, but the more I think about it, especially when I think about how the people who died were laying there and you could see their eyes rolling around in their eyelids, come on. But hey, it's a low-budget film. It is going to make its money back. My screening was packed, and I know you guys, if you go and you turn your brains off, you are going to have some fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's a pretty long review for a Purge movie, but you know what? I'm going to do it because why not? You guys are the absolute best. Stay tuned for later on because I got so many exciting things happening this week. Be sure to check out MovieBabbleReviews.com for more great reviews, and leave a comment because on my review for Ant-Man and the Wasp, I will be doing a comment spotlight. You guys are the absolute best, and I'll catch you later.